as you all just heard and just saw, on December 19th, 2024, Dead by Daylight Mobile was announced to have its servers closed for good on March 25th, 2025 of next year. Personally, I really couldn't believe the news when I found out, and I literally found out about it days after my finals for class. Considering all the drama it's been through with the gacha system, extending time of battle pass, and missing out one of the more important DVD events, the Halloween event, it was safe to say that the game was in its lowest points. But the dev team, or what little left of the dev team there was, that ran both the Dead by Daylight Mobile Discord and the Twitter account, were adamant that the game will be receiving updates. Hell, they stuck true to the words via patches and some mini events. However, after a whole month of no content and the sudden increase of their last battle pass, the Artist Battle Pass, Tencent would announce its closure of the game, and even then, they offered transferships of their funds that you spent on the game. However, I will say there are some mixed opinions on that, considering that a lot of people who have put years into this game, or like hundreds of dollars I've seen on the Reddit, say that they're not getting the proper funds. And from the looks of it, they might just be doing it to more recent purchases and not overall. Like myself, I put well over $100 into the game within this year, mainly for the battle passes and some costumes and characters. But I only got $6 back for transferring all my stuff over to Core. Man, overall, however toxic and buggy the game was, it still had a very big community within its Reddit forums. Surprisingly, a lot of them were active and very much friendly. I found myself participating within the Reddit and in their little community overall. When I started Dead by Daylight Mobile, it wasn't during Tencent's run. I originally was one of the original players who jumped on the bandwagon for Dead by Daylight Mobile when it was released by Behavior themselves. I really didn't like the game when it was released. I found the game to be somewhat of a cash grab. I was a dedicated Dead by Daylight player for consoles, so much so that I didn't give Dead by Daylight Mobile a chance to shine. In fact, I was so much of a diehard, I even said, why would I wait for Dead by Daylight Mobile to get updates and stuff when I can play the port coming out for the Switch? Now I really do, as much as I like the Switch port, I will say the Switch port is kind of bad with its FPS rate. In fact, early this February, well before February, I had planned a video I scrapped. I had planned to make this video comparing all of the ports of Dead by Daylight. Switch, console, PC, all together. But my brother brought up a valid question. What about Dead by Daylight Mobile? After my first run-in with the game and me not liking it, I completely forgot about the game. And well, from a lot of people online, it turns out a lot of people did forget about the game too. Or at least a lot of the major YouTubers who streamed and made videos on Dead by Daylight. So I was like, yeah. So around the beginning of February of this year, I got Dead by Daylight Mobile. I hooked up the game to my phone and I played it just to at least get like a month or so worth of knowledge into my brain to basically, compare the mobile port to the other consoles and stuff to see what I was working with. However, I ended up keeping the game on my phone. I genuinely did enjoy Dead by Daylight Mobile. I enjoyed it so much that it really did become one of the main apps on my phone when going to school and chilling out during breaks. And to be honest, I still do play core, but throughout this year I was mostly focused on school. And the time I got to play core was early in the morning before school. And that was it. Because when I came home, I was too tired from the day to play any games. So having Dead by Daylight on the phone was a good caveat. In fact, for most of this year, Dead by Daylight Mobile was literally my main outlier of playing Dead by Daylight. Funny enough, the game I originally wanted to compare to the console to the other ports, I ended up playing the most of. I invested a lot of time into the game throughout the year, dived into its communities, joined the Discord, joined the Reddit, even followed the Twitter page. And I genuinely did think Dead by Daylight Mobile was the perfect port for playing on the go. And this is a controversial hot take of mine, I'm assuming, because the Reddit when I talked about this, I did have some mixed opinions from it. I genuinely do think Dead by Daylight Mobile is the best port of Dead by Daylight if you want to play on the go. Dead by Daylight Switch is fun, and Switch has good battery, but Dead by Daylight Switch runs at like 30 frames per second, or there's some tearing, and it's super noticeable. Playing on like a PC portable console like the Steam Deck or the Windows, whatever it's called, I don't know what the Windows one is called, but I've seen some people have it and have complained about the battery life on it. So the Steam Deck and stuff are really good showing the FPS of Dead by Daylight, but you can only get like a few good games before you gotta charge it, and they're kind of clunky to carry around. So Dead by Daylight Mobile was just that for me, the definitive mobile port. And in fact, I genuinely do think this game would have had much more time to it. It had a decline, yes. There's controversies that I had to look into, like a money laundering scheme. The dev team for Tencent had found out there was a money laundering incident going on, which would lead to layoffs of a lot of their mobile team support. I don't know if the allegations are true, but it's safe to say this whole allegation or event caused the mobile team for Dead by Daylight to just go into limbo. Because after this whole event was announced, the same time, the Dead by Daylight current Battle Pass, the Artist Battle Pass, was put on an indefinite time extension, going from 5 days on its timer to 150. And that was crazy. And whatever little dev team that was out there for the Discord and Twitter, I 100% don't blame them for the closure of Dead by Daylight Mobile. They were probably doing as much as they can to quell the fires and keep fans from being deterred from the game. Well, I mean, now a lot of the fans are pretty much on fire, with a ton of them saying that they're gonna swap over to core, play Identity V, which is another Tencent mobile game that had gotten a lot of events throughout this year and time frame. Some of them, even on the Reddit, have stated they won't even play DBD or Tencent games anymore, feeling that the whole silence for the past couple of months really deterred them from wanting to even support the two companies, both Behavior and Tencent. Not only that, a lot of people felt like it was a huge punch to the gut that this announcement came on the 19th, literally, 6 days before Christmas. Yes, I counted that. So a lot of people really did have this trust issue now. Overall, I do love Dead by Daylight Mobile. And comparing the communities, Dead by Daylight Mobile was just far more welcoming. I've seen a lot of the Reddit posts where people were complaining about toxic players, cheaters, and whatnot. But it was all kept relative into the game. You know, the haha banter or you suck type of deal. Or the, you know, the occasional I hope you go to the other world type of deal, whatever. But overall, the community was so wholesome. I took a lot of liberties into participating in the communities, even put out my own questions and stuff on it in the Reddits. Hell, I even went on Discord to ask a couple of times on what killers would be best for the mobile port. So it's kind of sad. And in fact, even looking into it now, there's not a lot of content on DBD Mobile after its initial rise, apart from small YouTubers and a couple of posts on TikTok. Hell, I even went on Twitch as of writing this, and I've only seen a couple of clips or past streams, and 2 concurrent streamers that are actually streaming the game right now. Overall, I do feel like this community is very small, but it had such a great impact on the game's life. And looking at the Reddit and Discord now, a lot of people have talked about how sad this is. They've put hours into this game, met many great people into the game. Just to see it go, a lot of people are very sad. Some are already saying, why not give this game over to Epics? Overall, this is such a heavy blow to a already small community, but a loud community at that. I, for one, I don't do a lot of content on the game. Like here and there I post a TikTok, short, hell I even share some clips around Reddit. But for as much as I can, I'm gonna try to do as much content as I can within my Daylight Mobile. I'm not promising that there's gonna be a lot, but I will post the occasional video, short, Reddit post, because I genuinely do think this game needs to be known more. I don't think this game should be erased as a lot of people, I assume, would say. In fact, even now, I'm surprised this game is very unheard of. Or even when it is brought up, a lot of people just say, oh, it's just a redundant port of Dead by Daylight. But I am sad this game is gonna go. And if there's anyone else playing this game and you run into me in the game, or my username, it's Chap, say hi. I don't even care if it's simple trash talk. It's nice to know that there's people still playing this game even after the announcements. So, yeah, I'll see you all in the fog, and I'm very sad that mobile is closing. See ya.